Exclusive contract novel of Feilu Fiction Network. Zong Man begins the King of Bones in crime domain, Nangong Long's comfortable and casual anime life. King of the Undead. Slaying Crimson Eyes. Dark Bullets. Devil's College. Bloodbath Raid. King of Magic Bullets and War Concubines. My Heroic Academy. Goblin Killer. For those who like this book, can you click to collect it and also throw in flowers? Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. The beginning of everything. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 12 years have passed, and the days of playing games day and night are finally coming to an end, Nangong Long sighed. 12 years ago, Nangong Dragon traveled to this world, and the system only gave him one identity, so he no longer answered any questions. Host. Nangong Dragon identity background. Orphan, protagonist, startup funds, provided by the system. Virtual games, rulers of death. I have become the King of Bones. Although I don't want to be a bone, I can only continue playing now. Maybe when I cross different realms, the system will go online again. As for other issues, I will consider them later. The top priority is to become the strongest player in the game. So, Nangong Long began his 12-year gaming journey, during which he met his gaming partners and established a guild. The difference is that he became the world champion and obtained exclusive equipment belonging to the champion. This is an inevitable result. After all, he is just indulging in games besides eating and sleeping. Its game attribute data and operational skills have long surpassed others. As time passed, the popularity of this game began to decline, and friends also left the game for various reasons. However, Nangong Dragon continued to play the game with unwavering enthusiasm, brushing various dungeons every day, collecting various props and materials, and not missing an official event. Because he knows that the more he does now, the easier it will be to cross different realms. When the news of the game being suspended came out, Nangong Dragon began to purchase various props and rare materials on a large scale. After all, it was relatively easy and cheap to purchase at this time. If you could save, you would save, and the remaining money would be converted into game coins. Everyone thinks that Nangong Dragon may have gone crazy and spent so much money on a game that is about to be discontinued, but they are willing and have no reason not to accept it. Nangong Long doesn't care about what others think, but rather those who sell his equipment to him. He doesn't know if he will cry when he reaches a different world, but he finds it interesting to think about it. Time goes back to the present. There's one last thing to do. The NPC settings need to be changed. My old friends have strange personalities, and I don't want to be betrayed by the NPCs they designed, Nangong Long murmured while sitting on the throne. So, Nangong Dragon added a rule to all NPC settings: absolutely loyal to Nangong Dragon and never betray. Of course, your obeyed setting has been changed by saying that she deeply loves Nangong Dragon. For convenience, Nangong Long directly changed his real name to his online name, and then changed it after passing through the province. This is not for self-satisfaction, it's just that I don't want your obeyed to become a slut. Yes, that's all, Nangong Long shamelessly muttered to himself, even though he had no face now. Time's up. I've been offline from my system for 12 years. Are you there? The system is officially launched. Do the host have any questions? There are a lot of things I want to ask, but for now, can I still recover my adult body? As long as the host completes the mission of this world, it will naturally transform back into a human body when going to the next world. However, even if it returns to human form, the host will still be an undead race. That's good. The same race is also good, at least there is no lifespan limit. In fact, the question of whether it can restore a person's body has been considered by Nangong Long for a long time. If the system says it cannot, he will rely on himself to find a way. Anyway, he has become an undead tribe and has plenty of time, always thinking of a solution. In short, Nangong Long has already achieved enlightenment. Speaking of which, you are really stubborn in the system, leaving your host unattended for 12 years. No answer, and with the mechanical and rigid sound just now, it doesn't seem like there's a highly intelligent system assistant. So, what are the functions of the system? 3 major functions of the system. 1. Shuttle through dimensions, the host can choose on their own. 1. Protagonists route 2. Random identity generation. 2. Task system, each world will release a task, and completing it all allows for a world.class lottery. 3. Storage space, infinitely large automatic classification, that's it. The exchange mall and other types of lucky draws are not available, are they? No, is it because I don't have enough authority and need to be promoted before I can open up? Nangong Long asked with a lucky heart. No, this system was originally open to all hosts' permissions without any mention of upgrading. In addition to the 3 major functions, the system also has some other auxiliary functions that the host can explore on their own. Upon hearing the system's explanation, although Nangong Long was somewhat disappointed, he was not yet angry and belittled his system like other travelers. After all, the system itself is not wrong, and having a golden finger itself is a very fortunate thing, and continuing to blame others is of no use. Why hasn't my emotional fluctuations been suppressed just now in the system? The system has eliminated the host's forced calmness to prevent interference with the host's emotions as a human. If the host wishes to become an undead both physically and mentally, the system can restore it. No need, although I have become an undead, I have always been one person, and this is my persistence. By the way, why didn't I choose which route when I first crossed over? The first time crossing the default protagonist's route. Alright, one final question, what is my mission in this world? Task. Establish a country and make a name for the world with my abilities. This task should not be difficult, but I don't know what level to achieve in order to complete it. I am extremely fortunate that the first world is a world where players can become stronger by playing games. If it were any other high-risk world, with my ordinary physical fitness, perhaps I would have died by now. After all, I can't do it like other seniors who have traveled through time. After traveling through time, my temperament immediately changes. People block killing, and gods block killing. It's completely like becoming another person. How did those seniors do it? Forget it, I don't want to. I just need to be good at myself, and the next step is to truly live in a different world. The above are all internal exchanges. To outsiders, Nangong Dragon is just sitting on the throne. Sebastian, go outside the tomb to confirm the surrounding environment, and come back here to gather in an hour. Yes, Lord Nangong. Go to the 11th level of the Pleiades star cluster for vigilance. Yes, Lord Nangong. Yalbed, notify the guardians of the other 7 floors, except for the 4th and 8th floors, to gather in front of the throne 1 hour later. Yes, Lord Nangong. The main reason why Nangong Long sent everyone out was to facilitate his own counting of props. I've been busy with acquisitions and gaming before, but I haven't sorted it out yet. As for the interaction with Yalbed, we will discuss it later. System, transfer all props into storage space. The system space has an automatic classification function, which is much more convenient than placing it in Nangong Dragon's own game backpack. 137 world.class props, of which 11 out of 20 are artifact level, legendary level. It seems that most of the rare items in the game world are concentrated in the hands of Nangong Dragon alone. Based on the current situation, the player is definitely not my opponent. Perhaps the only thing that can cause fatal damage to me is the primitive magic used by the Dragon clan in this world, but its power is above the superposition magic, and this concept is very vague. Anyway, be careful, and there will be no problem. Next, Nangong Long began to study the system functions and found that there were indeed many auxiliary functions in the system, such as cultivation space, analysis and research. Seriously, time always passes quickly. So everyone, please offer loyalty to the Supreme Lord, said Yalbed, taking a step forward. First, second, and third floor Guardian Shatia, see Your Excellency, Guardian of the fifth floor, Kosida, see Lord, Guardian Yala on the sixth floor, see Lord. As the Guardian of the sixth floor, Marley, see Lord. Seventh floor Guardian Demiugos, see Lord, Guardian of the ninth floor, Dwarf King Horn, see Lord, 10th floor Guardian Lucy, see Your Excellency, Guardians General Urabade, see you, Your Highness. Please order us to go through fire and water at any cost. The 9th and 10th floor Guardians were created by Nangong Dragon after his companions left. So the current large tomb has 12 layers. The 9th floor is managed by Horn, responsible for forging weapons. The 10th floor is managed by Lucy, responsible for making potions. The construction of these two floors is mainly to enable the large tomb to be self-sufficient and operate. Due to unknown reasons, Nazalik's underground tomb was transferred to a different world. Sebastian will provide detailed information. Yes, Sebastian described the scene he saw. Yalbed, Demiugos is responsible for establishing a security network, the owners of the other floors each fulfill their respective duties, now Nazalik is on first level alert, and any intruders will be caught alive as much as possible. Let's all step back now. Yes, sir. Nangong Long stared fixedly at the distant perspective mirror in front of him, as he did not know the specific time when Khan village was attacked. Therefore, except for sneaking out with Nabe to register as an adventurer, Nangong Long had been sitting here all along. Knowing the plot, he plans to directly rescue Khan village as an adventurer. After all, skeleton mages are not easily accepted. It's starting. Advanced prop creation. Nabe, let's go. Sebastian, notify Yalbed to send troops to retrieve the body. Yes, portal. Nangong Dragon is able to activate magic under warrior transformation because he has used the world.class item Devil's Fallen to modify his own data, although this modification has limitations. The magic value of Nangong Dragon has now surpassed that of all players, and even its stamina has reached the level of top warrior players. Are you going to die? God, at least let your sister live. Only tightly hugged her young sister and prayed. Dragon thunder. A dragon-shaped lightning instantly hit the pursuing knight, and the body emitted a burning smell. What kind of person are you? The surviving knight retreated in fear. You have the courage to kill the weak, but you don't have the courage to face the strong enemy. You are really a scumbag. Before he could finish speaking, Nangong Dragon took a step forward and swung his sword in an instant, killing the knight. He didn't want to say anything more about this kind of garbage. After waiting for a long time, the imagined death did not come. Only opened her eyes and saw the man in front of her, wearing a valuable black armor. Join the war. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This is the healing potion, drink it. Nangong Long handed the healing potion in his hand to the girl in front of him. Only looked at the blood-red potion in her hand, feeling a bit scared. She had never seen such a colored potion before. Insect, the medicine given by Lord Nangong, immediately drink it with gratitude. Nabe, calm down and think about how I taught you. I'm sorry, sir, Nabe said nervously. Nabe, I'm not angry, don't worry. Yes, sir, Nabe breathed a sigh of relief, thankfully not provoking the Supreme Lord. Nangong Long had anticipated this situation and did not expect her to change it, but at least on the surface, she should not show strong hostility. Don't worry, my companion has this personality. Drink it now, your wound is still bleeding. Okay. Okay, sister, looked at her sister worried. It's okay, sister, well, it's itchy on the back, isn't it? Sister, your injuries are all healed, said the younger sister happily. Thank you for saving us. Thank you. I have received your gratitude. Also. And although it's a bit shameless, please save our parents and village, Only begged Nangong Long on her knees. Okay, if they're still alive. Omni looked at Nangong Long with some disbelief, but she met by chance without hesitation and agreed to her request. You can just follow behind us. Here you are. If there is any danger, blow it and there will be goblins to protect you. Nangong Long didn't think there was any danger, he simply felt that without Only under Goblin's command, something was missing. Thank you very much. Stop, who are you? Nabe, leave a few survivors and kill the rest. Yes, sir, don't look down on people. Insects, go to hell. Chain Dragon Thunder, with a single blow of magic, the knight suffered most of the casualties and was unable to break through, making him no match for Nabe's all-in-1 enemy. Demons. Run quickly. I surrender, let me go. Nabe, stop. Go back and tell your master that this is my territory of Nangong Dragon. If you're not satisfied, just come find me and get lost. Village Chief, are you okay? Only, how are you? I'm fine, adventurer saved me. The villagers looked at Nangong Long and Nabe with unease. Although they did not see Nangong Long take action, from the attitude of the powerful and explosive female mage, it was not difficult to guess that the man wearing pitch-black battle armor was the leader, completely unaware of their purpose. The expression on the faces of the villagers was captured by Nangong Long, who couldn't help but feel that it's not easy to do good things these days. You have been saved, but as for what they think, Nangong Long doesn't care. Village Chief, right. You go appease the villagers first, and I'll talk to you about something later. Looking at the village chief with an uneasy expression on his face, Nangong Long added. It's not difficult, you can rest assured. Nabe, let's go for a walk over there. Yes, sir, Nabe, just call me Dragon. Can. Is that okay? It's a bit disrespectful. Nabe was a bit confused and didn't know what to do. Unexpectedly, if it were Lord Yalbed, he would definitely be able to do it very well. This is an order. Nangong Long, who was well aware of Nabe's personality, directly issued a death order. Yes, Mr. Long. Forget it, that's it, Nangong Long said helplessly. Nangong Long and Nabe walked around the village casually and then went back to talk to the village chief about things. Nabe, please control your emotions later and don't be too extreme. Yes, Mr. Long. Village chief, I'll get straight to the point. I hope you can hire me in the way you have already entrusted me with. Of course, thank you again for saving the village. As for the compensation, that's all for now. If it's not enough, I hope the remaining part can be repaid in installments. These are enough. After all, I just accepted Only's request. If you want to thank her, thank that strong little girl. Originally, Nangong Dragon didn't come for money. How much money can such a small village provide? As for the source of funds, Nangong Long had already planned. After all, he wouldn't fight against the heir. Since we are from a relatively distant country, can you tell us about the situation around us? Good, Nabe, take note of everything the village chief says. Yes, Mr. Long. The village chief spoke out everything he knew and secretly observed Nangong Long, fearing that the other party would not be satisfied. As Nangong Long shifted his gaze to the door, a knocking sounded. If you have something to do, go ahead and get busy. I'm very sorry, Yalbed, come out now. See your excellency, how many troops have been deployed. 400 servants, Yala and Mare are in charge of command, while the other guardians remain on guard. Too many, leave 20 recovered corpses with invisibility, and withdraw the rest. Yes, please allow subordinates to stay. No, you need to go back to Nazalik's defense. I believe in your ability. Although somewhat reluctant, Yalbed still agreed. After all, the Supreme Lord trusts him so much, and there is nothing more joyful than this. Tell Yala that Mare is not allowed to take action without my command. Yes, by the way, this is for you. You've been working hard lately. Nangong Long handed the ring in his hand to Yalbed. Is this the guild ring that only 40.1 Supreme Lords can hold? Yalbed blushed and twisted his body, saying. Well, it would be more convenient for you with this, does this only belong to me? At present, it's like this. Having received a satisfactory answer, Yaobed excitedly left. The main reason why Nangong Long left Yaobed was because she was afraid that she would not be able to control herself for a while, so she rushed out and killed all the people in the Sunshine Scripture. The knocking on the door rang again, and the village chief pushed the door in. What's wrong, village chief? Your face looks very bad, Nangong Long asked knowingly. Could you please trouble me again? A team of cavalry has arrived outside. So, Nabe, let's go out and take a look. Village chief, please let the others hide. Yes, I'll go now, village chief, don't shake anymore. This time, we'll take action for free. Upon hearing this, the village chief no longer trembled, but who knows what the village chief was thinking. Perhaps he had achieved some kind of enlightenment. I am Gojef, a warrior from the kingdom of Riastage, who was ordered to suppress the rebellious imperial knights. Village chief, please let me know who is next to you. Gojef first looked at Nabe and found that the other side was expressionless and motionless. He then turned his head and stared closely at Nangong Long with sharp eyes. No need to trouble, I am Nangong Long, an adventurer. I happened to pass by here and saw the village being attacked, so I rushed over to help. Gojef's gaze was killing, and Nangong Long completely ignored it. Anyway, even with the cavalry behind him, it wouldn't be enough for him to fight with one hand, so there was no need to be cowardly. Upon hearing this, Gojef immediately dismounted and bowed deeply. Thank you very much, Lord Long, for taking the initiative to save the village. Nangong Long waved his hand, indicating that he didn't need to take it to heart. If possible, could you please explain the specific situation to Lord Long? No problem, the knights who attacked the village have been annihilated by me and my companions. What an amazing adventurer! Before Gojef could finish speaking, a soldier hurriedly ran over and said, Captain Warrior, there is an unknown enemy outside the village, they are besieging the village. Village chief, go hide with the villagers. Captain Warrior, I think he came for you. After all, there's no need for the other party to send so many people in such a small village, let alone the possibility that the other party is a magician. Your Excellency Long is probably right. This is also an unavoidable matter. As a commoner, I am in a high position, and it is difficult for me not to be hated, Gojef said helplessly. Those damn nobles are really using any means possible. I'm not sure if Lord Long can help. The remuneration will definitely satisfy you. Jeff believed in his intuition that the man in front of him was very strong and far superior in strength. If he is willing to help, everything will turn around. I can accept your commission, but I have a condition. Nangong Long pretended to ponder for a while before speaking. Your Highness, please speak up. As long as it doesn't violate my moral principles, I can agree. Don't worry, this matter is very simple for you. After this, you need to go to the Adventurers Guild to explain the difficulty of this commission and give me a corresponding level nameplate. This is no problem, but the bronze medal does not match the strength of Lord Long, Gojef responded readily. In that case, let the soldiers stay behind to protect the villagers and reduce unnecessary casualties. Of course, Gojef understood the meaning of Nangong Long. Facing the magicians and ordinary soldiers of Jiaogua would be like sending them to death. Your Excellency Long's statement is reasonable, I will arrange it now. Now all the soldiers are staying behind in the village to protect the safety of the villagers. No, we are determined to follow the warrior to the death, the soldier accompanying us shouted loudly without any hesitation. Nabe, this is humanity. Although weak, there are still merits to it, and it's not as bad as you think. Yes, Lord Long, we cannot judge a smart creature based on its race and appearance, but rather on its actions. No matter what race, there will always be a special existence. Of course, it's not bad to bring your own likes and dislikes. Yes, is that the reason why adults take action? This is just one of the reasons behind it. Nabe, all but the leader will be annihilated soon. Yes, sir, remember to call your name next time, Nangong Long too said painfully. Please rest assured that Lord Long has accepted my commission and I will not die. Captain Warrior. I won't joke about the villagers' lives. If I die, the country will definitely not let you and the villagers go. So execute the command. Yes, Captain Warrior, does Lord Long have any plans? Yes, go straight up and kill them all. It's really direct. Insect. Are you questioning adults' decisions? Nabe. Sorry, it's okay, I didn't question Lord Long, I was just a bit surprised. If it caused any misunderstanding, I apologize. That woman just wanted to be called a bug, it seems she left a bad impression, Good Jeff thought anxiously. There are people outside of intelligence, but it doesn't matter. There's no possibility of losing, said Negan, the leader of the Sunshine Scripture, touching the prop in his arms. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Secret Silver Adventurer. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Command the angels to attack, Negan shouted. Board tricks, Nabe, clear the scene, Inferno Dragon Thunder, the pitch-black dragon-shaped power grid, instantly illuminated by the Archangel, transformed into dots of light and dissipated. Impossible, how could anyone possibly do such a thing? Who the hell are you? Negan roared. My subordinates began to involuntarily retreat due to fear. Nangong Long doesn't want to answer him. This is a war, not a friendly exchange. What's the point? Captain Warrior, let's go up. Oh, good. Gajef was still in shock, completely unaware that a woman who seemed to be a maid was so strong. Concentrated Combat Spirit, 6 Light Continuous Slash, with the help of Nangong Long and Nabe, Gajef's battle situation has become much easier. Compared to Gajef's constant martial arts skills, Nangong Long's side is much simpler, relying solely on his strong body to wield a large sword, without any skill at all. Nabe's side is much more magnificent, with various spells flying all over the sky. Hurry up, summon a new angel and cover me. I want to summon the highest level angel, Negan yelled awkwardly. Seeing the props in Negan's hand, the magicians ignited a glimmer of hope. A meaningless struggle, the highest level angel, launch an extreme holy strike, Negan said crazily. At the stage of Negan's summoning, his visible subordinates had already been massacred. As for those who are lurking in the dark, the servants will solve them on their own. If it weren't for Nangong Dragon needing him to summon the mighty Light Lord Angel to elevate his adventurer level, he could have killed him before he summoned him. You are dead and certain. This is an area that humans will never reach. The 7th level magic, I believe you have the qualifications for me to use it, Unknown Warrior. Is it okay, Your Excellency Long? Don't worry, there is no threat. Nangong Dragon charged forward and delivered an extremely holy strike, sending the mighty Light Lord Angel on his way with a sword. This kind of attack is not painful or itchy for Nangong Dragon. If it weren't for his divine attributes, he wouldn't have even suffered such damage. Gajef was stunned. He never expected that Nangong Dragon would charge forward directly, and with a hard blow of magic, he was unscathed. Instead, he killed the seemingly powerful angel. If it were myself, the blow just now would definitely be fatal. Lord Long is really strong, not comparable at all, Gajef thought to himself. Compared to that, Nabe is much more ordinary, as she is completely unaware that the kind of garbage angel can cause harm to her supreme lord. This is impossible. How could the highest level angel who could defeat the demon god be eliminated with just one strike? Have you already surpassed the limits of humanity and the demon gods? No, please let me go. I will definitely give you a satisfactory reward, Negan begged on his knees. No matter what, as long as he can survive, there is nothing he cannot give. Nangong Long ignored him directly and knocked him unconscious with a punch. He no longer wanted to hear this person speak and was as annoyed as a fly. Captain Warrior, this person has been handed over to you. During the process of contact just now, Nangong Dragon has already used the 5th level magic, memory exploration, to search for Negan's memories and obtain the intelligence he wants. In order to better cope with the life after time travel, Nangong Long learned many types of magic. Whenever he thought he could use magic, he would learn it. In the game, there is no limit to the number of skills players can learn. In theory, you can learn all skills. But it's just a theory. Human energy is limited and cannot achieve this goal. The number of skills in the game is terrifying. Nangong Long only learned most of them, while he gave up some similar skills. Do you really want to hand it over to me? I judge that he has greater value in your hands. Thank you very much, Lord Long, Good Jeff said excitedly. Seizing the leader of the religious state gives us bargaining chips for negotiations. Although we cannot talk about the country of religion, at least it can be used to restrain the nobility, and the king will also be better off. Nangong Long has his own plans, and whether or not Negan is in his hands doesn't make much sense. Handing Negan over to Gajef not only helps him, but also achieves his own goals, while also diverting the attention of the kingdom from the disgusting nobles. Why not do it? Your Highness, just call my name. Well, you can call me Dragon without honoring me. Nangong Long still admires Good Jeff's character and doesn't mind making friends with him. It's my honor, Lord Long, to say that, but let me still call you that. Good Jeff refused, not because of the difference in strength, but simply to show respect for his life. Saving benefactor. As you please, the village chief is fine now. Tell the villagers to go back. Yes, thank you again, Lord Nangong, and Lord Warrior. No harm, I can't take your gratitude seriously, Good Jeff said with guilt. If it weren't for himself, the village wouldn't have been attacked. No, that's right, it's getting late, it's not as good as Nangong Lord. Warrior Chief, please stay. There are many vacant houses, said the village chief with a choked expression. Since that's the case, thank you very much. Well, yes, I want a house near Onli's house. Okay, Onli, you can take Lord Nangong to the resting house with you. Onli responded with some happiness. Lord Nangong, please follow me. Onli, Nangong is my surname, and Long is my name. You can call me by my name. Nangong Long explained that this world is similar to the West, with a first name followed by a last name. Is that okay? Onli felt a bit strange, but she still replied. Lord Long, my sister and I will go back first. Nabe, contact Yalbed and send the intelligence back. Afterwards, contact Yala and inform her to withdraw Nazalik. Yes, Lord Long. Nabe, the starry sky here is very beautiful, isn't it? I haven't seen such a bright starry sky in a long time, Nangong Long sighed as he looked at the sky in another world. Nabe, when there are only the two of us, there's no need to be so restrained, Nangong Long lightly tapped Nabe. Woo! Nabe covered her head. And Lizzie invited Nangong Long to dinner, but Nangong Long politely declined. He can't eat anything now. Even if Onli looks a bit down, she can't change her decision. The next morning, Nangong Long and Gajef set off together to the Elantil Adventurers Guild to discuss the matter of replacing the nameplate. With Jeff present, the negotiations went relatively smoothly, but only upgraded to the level of Secret Silver. After all, there are too few tasks to complete, and there is no conclusive physical evidence to prove that one has defeated monsters that can use 7th level magic. And there is no precedent for this type of promotion that spans multiple levels. Sorry, Your Highness Long, I couldn't get the nameplate of Jingang level, Good Jeff said with an apology. In his eyes, Nangong Long is definitely qualified to get the nameplate of Jingang level. Don't worry, I'm already satisfied with getting the secret silver level. Your Excellency Long, since the matter has been completed, I will bid farewell first and return to the capital to report. Okay, have a smooth journey, I hope we have another chance to meet again, Your Excellency Long. I will definitely do it. Driving. Nabe, let's first find a hotel to stay at. Yes, after asking passers-by, Nangong Long took Nabe directly to the best hotel. Nangong Long is not short of money now, and Good Jeff had already paid him the remuneration before leaving. After determining his place of residence, Nangong Long plans to start his next steps. Nabe, come over here. After Nabe approached, Nangong Long hugged her tightly. Big. 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 Big, Nabe said in a somewhat flustered tone. Relax, I'm going to use magic to return to Nazareth. Yes. Upper level transfer. Nabe, can you explain it? Bade smiled somewhat eerily, and the black aura behind her was almost becoming substantial. Lord Bade, Bade, it just requires physical contact for transfer, there's no need to ask Nabe anymore, Nangong Long too said in pain. Bade is a jealous person. I knew I wouldn't have moved between the thrones, but when Bade has nothing to do, he will be in my room. How did he change places today, Nangong Long thought to himself. Upon hearing this, Bade returned to her gentle demeanor and said shyly at random. Next time, can Lord Long hold me? Of course, Nangong Long wouldn't refuse to ruin the scenery. Great, Yalbed trembled with excitement. That's all for this matter. Call on the floor guardians immediately. I have something to hand over to you. Yes, Supreme Lord, everyone stand up. Yes, Xia Taya, Sebastian, and Soryuxiang went to nearby towns to search for intelligence. Yala, Mare establishes a temporary stronghold in the forest and is responsible for finding powerful monsters in the forest. Lucy, search for intelligence from surrounding nobles, clean up garbage, collect wealth, and use it as funding for Nazalik's operation. I believe your judgment. Leave this matter to Lucy. Nangong Long is still very confident. Lucy is one of the few people in Nazalik who has a positive justice value. Demiurgos, Yalbed stay, the rest of us step down. Yes, Lord Nangong, Demiurgos has left you with a secret mission assigned to you. I want you to track Charlotte. Do you suspect that Charlotte will betray you? Demiurgos said solemnly. My subordinate, let's go kill her now, Yalbed said angrily. She couldn't tolerate anyone betraying her beloved man. Bade, calm down, and don't make blind guesses about Demiurgos. Listen to me finish speaking. Sorry to interrupt the words of the Supreme Lord, please forgive my foolishness in waiting. No harm. I believe that Chato is loyal to me, and asking you to follow her is to obtain world-class props that will make the country shine. You just need to track Charlotte, no matter what she does, don't interfere. When Chato encounters a uniformed unit, it's when you take action. Qinghua Qingcheng is a world-class prop that dominates others. Even undead individuals cannot be immune, so you need to kill the holder and take the prop before launching it. I swear to complete the task to the death. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. The Forest Sage King. You are listening at novelfull.audio. No, saving life is the top priority. For me, you are a more precious existence than props. Adults, however, this task, apart from being troublesome with props, will not pose any danger. Remember to put a few live ones back. Yes, this artifact level prop, the Ring of the Demon Dust, can help you better complete tasks when equipped. Thank you very much, Lord Nangong's reward. After explaining the matter, Nangong Long went to take Nabe back to the hotel room. Undoubtedly, you are the Supreme Lord, and you have come to this extent, exclaimed Demiurgos. That's nature, truly the man I love deeply, said Yalbed proudly. Yalbed, I'll take leave first and carry out the adult's mission. Well, don't disappoint adults' expectations, that's nature, Demiurgos smiled confidently. The next day, Nangong Dragon accepted the work of the demon's expedition and went to the forest. Due to not encountering those miscellaneous adventurers, Nangong Dragon did not send out the red healing potion. So the Enfreya mission incident did not occur. Perhaps due to his high level, the Dark Sword did not come to seek team formation. Launch the message. Yala came to see me. See your excellency, did you search thoroughly? Yes, we have found the habitat of powerful monsters in this forest. Very good, is there a chubby monster among them that looks like a large hamster? Well, what Lord Long said may be it. Take me to find it. As for the other warcraft, notify Mayor and have him take the servants to kill them and bring the head to me. For guys in their 30s, Nangong Long is not interested in killing them one by one. Just leave these small matters to his hands to handle. Personally, subduing the Forest Sage King is just that Nangong Dragon is interested in the enlarged version of the hamster, while also enhancing his reputation. Lord Dragon, I'm going to lure it out now, Yala volunteered. The sound of breaking through the air came from behind, and Nangong Long turned around and lifted his giant sword as a shield to block behind Nabe. Well done, human, surprisingly able to deliver my full blow at the moment. Seeing the true appearance of the Forest Sage King, Nangong Long couldn't figure out what part of this product could afford the title of Forest Sage King. It was just an enlarged version of a cute creature. The hamster in front of me couldn't lift the fighting spirit of Nangong Dragon at all, so I decided to fight quickly. Despair spirit. Terror, a cold and desolate aura struck the forest wise king, and his hair suddenly rose. His intuition told him that if he resisted, he would definitely die. I surrender, please let me go. Dragon Lord, are you going to kill it? Yala said. The hamster looked at Nangong Dragon with tearful eyes, its fat body constantly shaking and waiting for its verdict in fear. Surrender or die, I feel grateful and spare my life. I am willing to submit and offer my loyalty to the great you. Great, from now on you will be called Manjue, remember my name, Nangong Dragon, yes, my lord. I will remember it in my heart. Yala, please convey to the other guardians that Kurosuk submits to Nazalek and accepts my protection. Yes, Lord Long. Yura looked at Manjue with some regret, she still wanted a complete set of fur. Somehow, Manjue suddenly felt a bit cold. His fur couldn't make him feel warm, but it disappeared in an instant. See your excellency, get up now, this is the magical head that adults want. Nangong Long looked at the innocent Malay and said these words calmly, feeling a bit out of place. However, the settings designed by my old friends are just like this, and Nangong Long is also getting used to it. You did a great job and deserve praise. So does Yala. Hee, Yala scratched her head and smiled. No, Marley whispered shyly. If there is merit, one should be rewarded. Nangong Long handed 2 guild rings to the siblings. Is it really possible? Yala and Mare hesitated, knowing that currently only Yalbed holds a guild ring. Yalbed had deliberately shown off to Cha To and Lucy, who were so angry that they gritted their teeth and exclaimed that they had been taken one step ahead by a slut. This is what you deserve. Thank you very much, sir. Continue to be loyal to me, Nabe. We should go back now. Yes, originally, Nangong Dragon planned to give each guardian a guild ring directly for the convenience of their actions. However, considering their individual personalities, Nangong Dragon decided to give it as a reward. As for the possibility of the ring being taken away and the enemy invading Nazareth, there is no such thing as that. Leaving aside the few who can defeat guardians in this world, even if they are truly taken away, it doesn't matter. Considering this situation, Nangong Dragon had already set the ring as invalid for non-guild members before crossing over. Just as he walked out of the forest, Nangong Long saw the Dark Sword squad surrounded by Goblin, looking a bit tired to deal with. It's really fate, but it's understandable. Their original plan was to hunt monsters. But I didn't see Enfreya, it seems they haven't been hired. Perhaps without my red potion as a lure, he never left the city, Nangong Long thought. This idea flashed by, and Nangong Long made a decisive move. Knowing the plot, he had a good impression of the dark sword, and since he encountered it, he would lend a hand. Really strong, worthy of being a secret silver-level adventurer. No, maybe it has already surpassed the level of mountain copper and reached the level of refined steel, exclaimed Peter, the captain of the dark sword. As a warrior, he certainly knows how amazing arm strength is needed to wield those two large swords. Is this still a human, a monster? Said Forest Priest Darren. That monster is also so strong, is it their pet? Nina said. Thank you very much, Mr. Long's help, Peter said to Nangong Long. Do you know me? Yes, Mr. Long saw it when the Adventurers Union replaced the nameplate. Is that right? Don't you introduce it? Yes, I am Peter, the captain of the Dark Sword. This is Forest Priest Darren, that's Luke Luther, a gorilla. Finally, it's our military master, the magical singer Nina, who is a sorcerer. Next, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Nangong Long, she is Nabe, and that Warcraft is the Forest Sage King, now called Manjue. What? Exclaimed all members of the Dark Sword Squad, and then instinctively entered a state of alert to respond to a sudden attack. This cannot be blamed on them, after all, the reputation of the Forest King is still very intimidating in this area, and it is not a match they can handle. Don't worry, there won't be anything wrong. I have already subdued it. Nangong Dragon approached Manjue and touched its fluffy hair. As the Lord said, the Forest Sage King has already submitted to him and will not cause any trouble to you. Please rest assured. Is this the Forest King? No wonder he looks full of power, Nina sighed. Amazing aura, came from the Yin's deep voice. Mr. Long is really impressive. Luke's words received unanimous agreement from everyone. In this regard, Nangong Dragon can only be said to be the difference in the world, which has caused such a huge conceptual gap. Subsequently, Nangong Dragon and the Dark Sword Squad set off together and returned to Elantil. Has Mr. Long accepted any commission? If it needs to be kept confidential, there is no need to answer, Peter asked. It's nothing, I just accepted the commission to fight against dangerous monsters. When I returned, I happened to encounter Manjue, so I subdued him by the way. By the way. It's really a strong person's speech, Peter chuckled bitterly. For ordinary people, it could be a great achievement, but for Mr. Long, it's just a passing remark. It's not just Peter, but the other members of the team don't know what words to use to describe their emotions at this moment. Lucklut may feel that he should change the topic and continue the conversation, fearing that he will be devastated, so he spoke up. Nabe and Mr. Long are lovers, right? The whole team instantly perked up their ears, gossiping is human nature. Of course, Nangong Long answered in front of Nabe. Mr. Long, Nabe looked at Nangong Long with some shock. She never expected that the Supreme Lord would give a positive answer. You should know that she was going to deny it just now, but since the adult has already spoken up, she can no longer question it. Do adults really like me? No, it's impossible. Only your babe can match Lord Shanglong, but in case as soon as she thought of this, Nabe's heart became a bit confused. Nangong Long gently patted Nabe's shoulder, causing her to retreat from her chaotic state. Mr. Long. Be more confident, Nangong Long is very clear about what Nabe is thinking. Although Nabe's reaction was somewhat strange, Peter and others did not delve into it and only assumed there was some hidden information. After all, everyone has privacy. Luther felt like a fool and brought the topic to an awkward point. It seems I don't have a chance. My love, you haven't started yet, so leave me far away, Luther said with a hint of sadness, but there was no sad expression on his face, indicating that he was working hard to liven up the atmosphere. Shut up, lowly creature. Do you want me to pull out your tongue? Well, little Nabe is still as strict as ever, Luther shrugged and said nonchalantly. If he knew that Nabe was telling the truth, what kind of expression would he have? What a terrifying aura, mighty Warcraft, this kind of praise has never stopped since entering the city. It's a bit noisy. Hurry up and hand in the task, then go back. This is my mission item. Nangong Long handed the head of the demon to the guild leader. The task, combined with subduing the Forest Sage King, perfectly achieved the goal of being promoted to the Mountain Bronze level by Nangong Dragon. Originally, Nangong Long planned to show Zong his strength, but he didn't expect the president to give Shan Tong the plaque directly after seeing Zong. I really don't understand how to perceive Zong's strength. Perhaps it was because I was too strong that I thought Zong was very cute, Nangong Long couldn't help but think. After receiving the nameplate, Nangong Long returned to the hotel. Before parting, Nangong Long reminded Peter and the others to be careful lately and not to leave the city if they have nothing to do. Calculating the time, the incident of the undead attacking the city is also about to occur. After completing this task, you can almost be promoted to the refined steel level. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. The Undead Attacks the City. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Did you hear any sound? No, don't scare people in the middle of the night. The guard who raised doubts did not answer, but turned their gaze to the cemetery. The other guards were also attracted by this action and looked at the cemetery one after another. I didn't hear the sound, but there was a smell of decay coming in. Ah, hey, look over there, said a guard trembling. The guards turned their gaze to where he was pointing and saw a terrifying scene where two companions were being chased by a large number of undead people, running wildly along the way. Quick, open the door quickly. As soon as two guards run past the gate, the gatekeeper immediately closes the gate. Quickly, climb onto the wall, the captain ordered. The low-level undead have low intelligence and only mechanically obey orders, constantly moving forward, ignoring attacks from guards, so there were no casualties among the soldiers. But as time passed, a cracked egg-shaped undead visceral egg appeared in the middle, causing casualties among soldiers and the defense line to break. It's almost time, Nabe. It's time for us to come on stage. What kind of people are you? Get out of here quickly. It's very dangerous ahead, the captain shouted loudly, longing for the group of Nangong Long walking here. Team. Captain, the guard said in despair. A huge figure appeared on the wall, which was a large undead giant composed of countless corpses gathered together. Nangong Dragon walked to the wall and pulled out his giant sword from behind. In the incredulous gaze of the guards, he used astonishing arm strength to shoot the sword at the grim giant with a long spear. Without any surprise, the huge figure collapsed. Open the door, what are you talking about? Don't you know how dangerous it is outside the door? What does that have to do with Nangong Dragon? Forget it, I'll go there myself. Nangong Dragon jumped up and easily crossed the 4-meter-high wall, while Nabe flew over. As for Zong, he could only flip over. The sound has decreased, the surviving guards immediately climbed onto the wall, and the scene of corpses everywhere left them stunned. Team. Captain, is this the strength of the Mountain Bronze level adventurer? Said a guard in admiration. No, maybe they have all reached the level of refined steel. Remember his name, Nangong Dragon, a hero in the darkness. Perhaps we are witnessing the birth of the legend. Create Jack the Ripper of the Intermediate Undead Clan, creating intermediaries for collecting undead corpses. Eliminate the undead in front of you, Nangong Long ordered to the undead tribe he had created, and then quickly advanced with Nabe. As for Zong, he was left behind to attract the undead and prevent them from attacking the town, which was a strategy that Nangong Long had already planned. In order to prevent Zong from being killed, Nangong specially created several death knights to guard it. How did you get here? Kadjit asked. Flying over, impossible, believe it or not, call that woman out. There's no need to continue hiding. That's really impressive, adventurer, Clementine twisted. Is it a mountain bronze grade? It's a bit troublesome, Kadjit. Give you a chance, come up with the strongest move, or you'll die. Hey, you seem very confident, Clementine laughed almost to the bottom of her ear. To be honest, Nangong Long looks down on these two intellectual disabilities. He looks like he is the strongest in the sky and the earth, and no one is as powerful as me. Don't you know that there is a heaven beyond heaven, and there are people beyond man? Indeed, knowledge determines vision, and that's how their cognition is. If it weren't for the purpose of leaving the remains of the bone dragon, Nangong Dragon would have magnified his moves and killed these annoying creatures. Summoning Bone Dragon, Armor Enhancement, Low-Level Arm Strength Enhancement, Dead Flame, the opponent is a Mountain Bronze level adventurer, and Kadjit dare not be careless. He does not want his plan to fail due to his own negligence. Clementine, you should also be serious. Got it, Nabe, give it your all and show the majesty of Nazareth. Your opponent is that disgusting woman, take a breath, there's something to investigate. Obey orders. As for you, you ugly and terrifying guy, you should be able to summon another bone dragon. How about summoning it directly? It saves everyone trouble. Don't look down on people, come on, bone dragon, since that's the case, one at a time, you can go die. Dimensional movement, Nangong Dragon teleported directly behind Kadjit and grabbed his bald head. Soul analysis, this is the 9th level magic, which is far more effective than the 5th level memory exploration. However, the person who has been cast this magic will die completely, and the resurrection magic cannot bring back life, except for the Krypton gold item. Sure enough, there were other people behind him, but as he remembered, that was really not a concern. Due to the death of its owner, the bone dragon has ceased its activities. What? Clementine said in silence. She never expected Kadjit to lose, and so quickly. Even if we take action ourselves, we cannot reach this level. She even suspected that Kadjit had deliberately hired someone to act and deceive her. But this is obviously impossible, and the only explanation is that the warrior in front of me has already surpassed me. I didn't even see how the opponent suddenly appeared behind Kadjit just now. Martial arts. This situation is not good, Clementine thought to herself. However, she was not worried about her own safety. She couldn't fight and there was no problem escaping. Let's start quickly, Lord Long has already solved it. As a combat maid, I can't let Lord wait for too long, Nabe said calmly. It's really an annoying tone, as if you're sure to win. It's too arrogant, just a wizard. Do you think you're him? Clementine has recognized the strength of Nangong Dragon, but has not recognized Nabe. After all, in her past battles, the magician solved it with just 2 or 3 strikes. No need to probe, I won't take action. Oh, aren't you afraid that your woman will die? Because Nangong Long had said that he was in a romantic relationship with him, this time Nabe did not refute the words of the inferior creature in front of him. To deal with you, Nabe is enough. Although it cannot be compared to the Supreme One, Lord Nangong Dragon, there is still more to deal with maggots like you, said Nabe with some anger. She was just a lowly creature, questioning her loyalty to the Lord. Nabe decided to cripple the annoying guy in front of her as quickly as possible. Berjong's strongest chain dragon thunder, how could this be? This power, if knocked down, will definitely die. We must hide and run away immediately. How could there be such a strong person in this world? What happened before her constantly refreshed Clementine's understanding. Not falling into the fortress and flowing water accelerates Clementine's efforts were all in vain. She couldn't escape Nabe's attack and could only weakly fall to the ground in the end. If it weren't for Nabe keeping her hand, she would have been reduced to ashes now. Miss Clementine, can you tell me your thoughts now? Nangong Long crouched down and looked at the dying Clementine, asking with a wicked tone. Leave me alone, I can be loyal to you. Sorry, I'm not interested in you. Your only value is providing intelligence. No. Soul analysis, Nabe, collect their equipment, meeting for the first time, the great king of death, Nangong Long picked up the death pearl on the ground. The name is so domineering, but the ability is not very good. The only collectible value is the wisdom item. Let's keep it for now. Nangong Long casually gave Bone Dragon a few swords to create a battle scene. Although there was no damage at all, it would exceed the understanding of ordinary people. In fact, Nangong Dragon believes that this is not worthy of being called a bone dragon, and it is not made from the remains of a dragon. It is just an ordinary corpse pieced together to form a dragon shape, which is just superficial. Nabe, Manjue, you guys stay on guard up there. I'll go down and take a look. Manjue just rushed over. Yes, sir, yes, my lord. Nangong Dragon walked into the depths of the cemetery, searching for Freya. Memory exploration does not cause any harm to the human body, it is simply a magic for obtaining intelligence. After reading the memories in Freya's mind and obtaining the medicinal knowledge he wanted about this world, Nangong Long decided to save his life as a reward for obtaining intelligence. High-level item destruction. In Nangong Dragon's perception, the undead race he had created had already disappeared. Nabe, Manjue, Nangong Long playfully threw away his blood-red cloak. Returning triumphantly, due to sufficient evidence, Nangong Dragon successfully became a refined steel-level adventurer. I've been busy lately, let's take a break back in Nazareth, Nangong Long murmured to himself. Nabe, come here, let's go back to Nazareth. Nabe's beautiful face blushed slightly. She knew she was going to be held by an adult again, and her heart was beating faster. After returning to Nazareth, Nangong Dragon lifted the spell and regained its cool appearance as a skeleton mage. Nabe, go inform Lucy, and if she's there, ask her to come see me. Yes, sir, see your excellency. Stand up. Have you missed me, sir? Lucy said with a smile. Although Nabe felt that this was disrespectful to the Supreme Lord, she did not speak up to stop it. No, Nangong Long deliberately said. Lucy doesn't really know how to take it seriously. Nangong Long knows Lucy's personality very well, after all, she made the setting herself. She is a silver-haired beauty with a lively and outgoing personality. Chatting with Lucy in Nazalik is the easiest, as she doesn't always use honorific language, so there isn't such a serious atmosphere. But it always feels a bit strange, who let her be created by herself. That's also why Nabe didn't question Lucy. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. A beautiful country and a city. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sir, is it still as unfeeling as ever? Lucy coquettishly said. Stop it for now. I called you here this time because I have a task for you. Yes, sir, Lucy said solemnly. Memory transfer. Nangong Long placed his finger on Lucy's forehead and transmitted the knowledge he had obtained from Freya to her. You go back and organize the information to see if there's anything you can use. It doesn't matter if it's not useful, and it's not that bad either. Nangong Long did not subdue Freya and his grandmother because he felt it was unnecessary. He had better talents here, Lucy. Moreover, Nangong Dragon does not need the potions of this world too much. On the one hand, the level is too low, and on the other hand, Nazalik is able to produce potions on his own. Although the daily production is limited, it can be stored and this problem is not significant. Yes, my dear lord, said Lucy playfully. A beautiful woman who appears cute still has great killing power, but Nangong Dragon is now a skeleton and useless in the big picture. Stabilizing my mind, Nangong Long spoke up. How is the collection of funds going? The nearby garbage aristocrats have already cleaned up. If we continue, we will have to move to a different place. Stop temporarily. Recently, due to Lucy's actions, the nobles in the vicinity have become anxious and insecure. However, due to the fact that all the nobles who were killed were notorious for their wrongdoing, the people were very happy, but they did not dare to show it, fearing being captured by the guards. Rumors have been circulating throughout the city, except for the promotion of Nangong Dragon to the Jinggang level, which has the highest level of discussion. Some time ago, someone even wanted to hire Nangong Long to protect themselves, but Nangong Long didn't even think about it and refused directly. He's not idle, he hits himself when he's free. Yes, the rest period is over, now it's time to get down to business. Yalbed, notify Cosette to come and see me. Yes, see, Lord Long, Cosette, Yura found the lizard man in the forest, so you will lead the troops to capture it. Yes, I will not disrespect the authority of the Supreme Lord. The matter of capture is up to you to decide completely, and I will not provide any opinions. You go down and prepare. Yes, sir, at this moment, I don't know what's going on with Cha To and the others. Well, there shouldn't be any problem, after all, Dimius is here. Is that them? According to the intelligence provided by the adults later, that old lady should be a stunning user. So the annihilation begins. Dimius's thoughts flashed and he immediately set his goal. Demon phases. Sharp claws broken, Demiurgos appeared in front of Carrie in an instant, cutting off her head with a single blow and completing the item retrieval. Quick, step back, said the captain of the pitch-black scripture. Demiurgos, why are you here? Chatya asked in a slightly crazy voice. Xiataya, you have disappointed adults too much. Look at what you look like now. Have you lost the dignity of Nazalic? Demiurgos said angrily. In fact, as early as when Cha To fell into a frenzy of blood, Dimius wanted to teach her a lesson. But because of Nangong Long's command, he has been enduring it until now. Do you know, sir? Charlotte trembled slightly and suddenly regained consciousness. She doesn't want Nangong Long to see her now at all. Of course, the Lord sent me here because he judged that such a thing would happen, worshipped Demiurgos. What? Charlotte lost her voice. Cha To, you should reflect on your mistakes there and not take action. I will take full responsibility for what happens next. Captain, do you want to go up? No, retreat quickly now. The opponent is not something we can defeat. What to do with props? Give up, I'll take responsibility. The first person believes in their own judgment. The opponent emitted an astonishing killing aura at the moment of the attack, and they will definitely not be their opponent. Moreover, the other party's conversation, which seemed to be indifferent, clearly did not take our own side seriously. Although it was a bit frustrating, now is not the time to use our loyalty. Listening to the other party's conversation, there is actually a leader above them. This intelligence must be transmitted back to the religious country and early prevention measures should be taken. Where are you going? Why don't you say hello, Demiurgos said elegantly. Demiurgos, give me a chance to make up for my own mistakes, and I will definitely annihilate them, Shatia pleaded. No, do you want to sabotage adults' plans? Cha To is a stuttering language. So let's continue with the previous topic. Hell's firewall. The retreat of the pitch-black scripture ignited a pitch-black flame, and that ominous aura seemed to not belong to this world. Force a breakthrough, don't stop, go quickly, the captain shouted loudly. Captain, you go first, I'll cut off the rear, said the giant shield Wanbi. I'll stay too, continued Shenlingbing. The first seat knows that staying is death, but now is not the time to hesitate. Let's go, are you two abandoned? It's really pitiful. Stop talking nonsense, giant shield Wanbi handed Shenlingtai Lok a glance, and I took a direct move. You find a chance to restrain him. Shield strike, holy bondage, devil's various phases. Hauma giant arm, with just one strike, 2 hero-level characters were killed, indicating a significant difference in strength. Demiurgos, everyone has run away, Shatia sneered, I'm just completing the task assigned to me by the adults, Demiurgos said nonchalantly. Did adults ask you to let them go? That's it, but why? Adults' thoughts are not something we can guess. You should think about how you can explain them to adults. What should I do, what should I do? Sir, this is the prop that will conquer the country and the city. Demiurgos respectfully handed the prop to Nangong Long. You did a great job, I'm very satisfied. It is an honor for me to share the worries of adults. Obviously, Demiurgos is in a good mood. Sir, the mission is completed, and the artifact, Demon Dust Ring, will be returned. No, I'll give it to you. Also, take this one with you. This is the guild ring. Well, this is your reward, take it. Yes, I will continue to work hard, Demiurgos said excitedly. Getting the guild ring is a recognition from adults and an honor for himself. Chaisha looked enviously at the ring in Demia's hand, as if she wanted it, but she knew it was impossible. This time she had seriously lost her composure. How could she possibly receive a reward? Charlotte, what do you have to say? I realized my mistake. My subordinate, you should not go berserk and fall into a frenzy of blood. You're right. If it weren't for Demia's timely action this time, you would most likely have been dominated. No, it's all adults' judgment that allows me to achieve this level, said Demiurgos with sincere admiration. Charlotte, I don't want the same thing to happen again. Yes, for the sake of the supreme authority, I, Shatia, will not offend you again, Shatia said firmly. Very good, this encyclopedia is your reward. No, my subordinates are not eligible for rewards. This is your reward for executing the task, and as for your misconduct, when the time comes, I will naturally punish you, Nangong Long said in an unquestionable tone. Yes, cherish it well, this is an item left by your creator, Nangong Long said with a hint of sadness. Xia Taya took over the encyclopedia and found it a treasure. Xia Taya temporarily stays behind in Nazareth. Demiurgos, go to Yala's place and keep an eye on Cosette's. I hope to see his growth, so don't interfere too much. For detailed information, you can ask Yalbed later. Yes, let's all step back now, Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. Conversation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Little D is watching from the lizard man's side. I believe he understands what I mean. So what should we do next? Message, Yerbaid, how did you handle the task I gave you last time? At any time, great, you can go to Wangdu. Yes, I'll go prepare now. Upper level transfer, is this Lana? If we hadn't known who she was beforehand, it would have been easy to be deceived, Nangong Long thought. How did you appear? The scene before her exceeded Song Rose's previous understanding. Just now they were discussing how the other party would come, but unexpectedly, it appeared in an instant without any warning. It's just transfer magic, there's no need to be so surprised. It's really easy to say, is this something that an average person can do? Ivel muttered sadly. With Nangong Long's hearing, he could hear very clearly, but he didn't intend to dwell on this issue, so he ignored it. You are the grown dot up in Yerbaid's mouth, calmed down the shock, and Logi C took the lead in asking. That's right, I am Nangong Long, and she is Nabe. As for Yerbaid, you should be very familiar, Nangong Long joked. Of course, Tsang Rose said with an unpleasant expression, clearly remembering the incident of being suppressed and beaten by Yerbaid. Well, you don't have to do this either. If we don't convince you, you wouldn't be sitting here, right? Princess Lana, won't she say anything? Mr. Long is the newly promoted Jingang level adventurer, right? The one behind him must be Meiji. Not bad, what? Logi C was a bit surprised. She hadn't noticed the opponent's nameplate just now because of their impressive appearance. However, she was not surprised by the opponent's steel-level strength, but did not understand why the owner of Yalbed became an adventurer. May I ask, why did you become an adventurer? Gelland asked. My dream is to become a hero driven by my interests. Please forgive me, Teacher Chiyu, for plagiarizing your famous quote. The people of Zong Rose didn't believe the reason for this nonsense at all, but they didn't want to say it, so they had no choice. In fact, Nangong Long is not a lie either. On the one hand, he became an adventurer to remind his reputation and for peaceful rule in the future. After all, he did not want to engage in terror rule. On the other hand, it's really a personal interest. Mr. Long, you have a lot of courage. When you discussed things with me, it turned out to be in my room. Aren't you afraid that we should ambush in advance? Could it be that kind of magic just now could be instantly activated, Lana said, breaking the awkward atmosphere. I believe you won't do that, and even if there is an ambush, it doesn't matter. The quantity cannot make up for the difference in strength between us. You really have confidence, said Logis. I'm just elaborating on the facts. Also, Princess Lana, take off your disguise in front of me. Have you been seen through, or did Sister Yalbed tell you? Lana looked at Yalbed. After all, she and Yalbed had a good conversation. Yalbed shook his head and said he didn't say anything. I don't need anyone to tell me, I understand all of you here. For example, Lakasai occasionally makes a mistake and says strange things. I don't have it, Logi C quickly denied. How did he know about such embarrassing things? Can he read minds? The other members of Zong Rose looked curiously at Lahaisi, wondering if what she said was true. I'm actually curious about how the second-year girl and the ultimate black became good friends. I can only say that friendship is really a wonderful thing. That's all for the small talk. Let's talk about some business now. I plan to make you the new king of this country. Nangong Long looked at Lana. What? Zong Rose and her group exclaimed in surprise, are you joking? Lahagi asked suspiciously. Nangong Long raised his hand and stopped Yerbid and Nabe from getting angry. For them, the Supreme Lord is not allowed to be questioned. Can you tell me the reason? Lana asked calmly. With the other party's strength, it's definitely not a joke. It's simple, you're the most talented member of the entire royal family. Have you considered how much resistance this would bring? There is no precedent for a queen in this country. Lana smiled, but her smile was somewhat eerie. Resistance. It doesn't exist, dead people won't raise objections. As long as I admit you are the queen, you are, Nangong Long said calmly. Zong Rose took a cold breath and remained silent for a long time. In such a simple sentence, how many people were sentenced to death? A long and comfortable life has already made this country rot to the bone, with the nobility falling and the royal family being incompetent. You, who have talent, cannot succeed to the throne. This is reality, isn't it? Mr. Long is right, but do you really have the strength to be an enemy of a country? As an enemy, no, the kingdom has no right to become my enemy. As long as I think, this country will perish instantly, and I don't need to personally take action. Of course, as long as it is what adults want, our guardians will definitely obtain it and offer it to them, said Yalbed from the bottom of her heart, without any hint of falsehood. Even if Lord Yalbed is strong, he cannot match the country, can he? Said Tia. Nangong Long waved his hand to signal Yerbid to calm down, and then spoke up. You wouldn't think Yalbed gave his all when he was fighting with you, would you? Isn't it? Zong Rose said in unison. Haha. If Yalbed puts in all his strength, you might not be able to take a single move. How could it be? Zong Rose, everyone cannot set aside a channel. I know this is beyond your understanding, but the fact is that it is. Yalbed, show your true strength. In an instant, the Zong Rose crowd seemed to be deeply mired in a quagmire, unable to move, unable to resist, and bound to die. Okay, Zong Rose, sweating cold sweat all over her body, as if she had just been pulled out of the water. Believe it now, why bother? Nangong Long gloated and said, too strong. Tina expressed everyone's feelings. Sun Qiangwei and her group were devastated by the blow, but it was Lana who first came to her senses and said. What does Mr. Long need me to do? Just now, Yer Babe deliberately avoided Lana, who was just surprised to see Zong Rose in such a disheveled state for the first time. Yi Lantier assigned it to me, and I will announce the establishment of the demonic kingdom. You will govern the country well and announce your submission to me, the demonic king Nangong Dragon. Well, just let me be your puppet regime, right? No, under normal circumstances, I won't interfere with you. That's it, how are you thinking about it? I'm not qualified to refuse, am I? Wise judgment, Lana, is this really good? Logis said. You also know my current situation, I can't refuse it, and becoming the first queen of this country is also good, isn't it? Okay, no matter what decision you make, I will support you. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. Conversation continuation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, isn't Mr. Long a warrior? Why call himself the Demon King? Lana asked everyone's question. Adults are the strongest magicians, warriors, and the like are just for fun, said Yalbed proudly. What? Zong Rose didn't know how many times she was surprised today. I am the 10th level magic singer, you can rest assured that there will be no problems with this matter. The 10th order, I didn't hear you wrong, did I? Rajis exclaimed in shock. If there's no problem with our ears, then that's it. Ivier was also shocked, but after all, he was a vampire who had lived for over 200 years and quickly suppressed his emotions. Are you really human? We are already a group now, we can't take off our helmets. Let's see what you look like, Tina said. I am human, but neither am I. When the time comes, I will naturally show you what I truly am. What does it mean? Should Zong Rose do something for me? Nangong Long shifted the topic. Don't rush to answer me, Nangong Long interrupted Lakasai's refusal. Lahagi nodded and did not continue speaking. After all, offending a strong exploding enemy for no reason was not a wise choice. Lana, please prepare the documents later. Someone will come to pick them up in 7 days. Clean up the borers in this country in advance. Okay, Mr. Long, I plan to eliminate the strongest underground black force in the kingdom, the 8 Fingers. I wonder if you can help me out. 8 Fingers. Yalbed, how's the progress on Sebastian's side? Sir, Sebastian has found the location of the 8 Fingers and is preparing to clear them. You also heard it, that's it. 8 Fingers are about to disappear. Excuse me, is the Sebastian in your mouth an old man wearing a suit? That's right, he turned out to be your butler. It seems that Clem has already come into contact with Sebastian. How did you know? I know everything, Nangong Long flickered. I will ask Sebastian to contact you later, but we will recycle everything from the 8 Fingers. Okay, the matter has been discussed, Yalbed. Let's go. I hope to see you again next time. You will agree to my invitation, Logi C. Upper level transfer. Wow, it was indeed activated instantly, no matter how many times it was seen, it was so shocking, Lana said. At first, I thought it was the female magician who launched it, but who would have thought it was Nangong Dragon dressed as a warrior who launched it, said Lahagis. The others nodded in agreement. Lana, is it really okay to work with him? Logis continued. You also know my dream, this is the quickest way to achieve it, and Mr. Long doesn't need to lie to me. And even if he refuses, Mr. Long can find someone else or even become his own king. You're right, we're still too weak, Rahagi said with a bitter smile. Yeah, I thought we were already top performers, but now it seems like we're nothing, Greenland said in a low voice. Well, they are simply out of specification, Ivo lamented. Logi C, won't you consider Mr. Long's proposal? I can feel that he is serious. And follow his words, maybe you will have a chance to become stronger, Lana advised. Zong rose and her group suddenly lit up their eyes, living in this world who didn't want to become stronger. Okay, let's go back and discuss it. Sir, why should we tame the Zong rose? They are very weak. You're right, they can't be compared to the Guardians, but they are also considered the top powerhouses among humans, and with this, they still have value in winning. Moreover, we also need to appropriately expand the talents of Nazarek. How much land can we manage alone? Undoubtedly an adult, the gaze I see is beyond my ability to compare. Fortunately, it's been fooled by. Do I have to admit that I won't accept them because they are all beautiful girls, except for Jelen? Nangong Long thought to himself. Yalbed, let's go to Sebastian's place. Yes, the reason why Nangong Long chose Lana as the queen was entirely because he was too lazy to manage the country, let alone because he did not have the talent to manage the country. Although the Guardians have strong abilities, considering their attitude towards humans, Nangong Long thinks it's better not to cause trouble for himself. Sir, I have something to report, said Suo Yoxiang. Say, yes, sir, Lord Sebastian has taken in humans. I already know about this matter, you did a great job, Soryuxiang, this is where my subordinate's responsibility lies. Sebastian, I want to hear the reason. Nangong Long still admires Sebastian's seductive skills. I think it's necessary to keep her, it's because of her that I can find the location of my 8 fingers, Sebastian said nervously. You passed the level, bring her over. See you, sir. I am Qiaolai. You have the courage to see my true self and still speak. Nangong Long still admires Qiaolai, but thinking about it makes sense. After experiencing such a painful past, I believe now I must be planning to give everything and seize the tightly held glimmer of light in my life. I give you 2 choices. One is to abandon everything and join Nazarek to accept my protection, and the other is to delete your memories and return to a normal life. I'll choose the first one, as long as I can be with Lord Sebastian, I'll do whatever it takes, Kiera quickly said. Sebastian, are you very popular? Nangong Long smiled. Very good, you will be the direct mate of Sebastian from now on. Sebastian, it's up to you. Nangong Long handed a pair of eyes that you knew how to look at, but he may have forgotten where he came from as a skeleton. To take a step back, even if there were, Sebastian probably wouldn't understand. Thank you very much, merciful Supreme Lord, Sebastian bowed and said. Thank you very much, Sir Qiaolai, your sister Nina is in Yilantil. After the royal capital is over, I will have Sebastian take you to see her, but don't say anything extra. Yes, sir, Qiaolai said excitedly. Sebastian, be careful lately. Maybe someone with 8 fingers will take some action. Kiera, who has no combat power, needs to be more careful. Yes, message, Demiugos, how is it with Cosette's side? The first attack failed, but it went smoothly and should be moving in the direction expected by the adults. Very good, you continue to observe Cosette's, sir, should we annihilate the lizard man? Leave this to Cosette's judgment. Yes, after completing this task, there will be new tasks assigned to you, and you will definitely be very interested. So my subordinates are looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Demiugos. No, sharing the worries of adults is my supreme honor. For Guardians, being able to share the worries of Nangong Dragon is both their own glory and the value of their existence. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. Showdown. You are listening at novelfull.audio. My lord, see you, Cosette said respectfully on one knee. The lizard man has been subdued, please make a decision on how to place it. Relocate the lizard man to a temporary stronghold, and you will rule in the future. Yes, Sir Yala, Mare is responsible for changing the landscape and transforming it into an environment suitable for the survival of lizards. Yes, demiurgos, come with me to the kingdom later. The kingdom should also handle it. Mr. Long, who is this? Lana said. The other person is clearly not human, with a metal-like tail behind him, with sharp spikes at the end, and a light black flame constantly burning. If it weren't for appearing with Nangong Dragon, Zong Rose would probably have taken action. I am Dimius, one of the guardians of the Lord, said Dimius elegantly. Yalbed, you can also dispel the magic. Sister Yalbed, is this what you truly look like? Yes, Lana, it's really beautiful, Lana exclaimed. Lord Yalbed, isn't it human either? Zong Rose, who knows the truth, feels very complicated. On the one hand, because the other party is not human, losing is considered normal. On the other hand, I feel that as a human, I am too weak. Are the guardians all non-human? Lahagi said solemnly. No, there are still humans, Nangong Long replied. Upon hearing this, Lakasai breathed a sigh of relief. After all, she planned to join Nangong Dragon. If the people she worked with were all monsters, she couldn't imagine it. Are human guardians as strong as Yalbed, too? Raji said with a hint of anticipation. Zong Rose stared closely at Nangong Long, hoping to get the answer she wanted. Almost so, right. Surprisingly, there are humans who can be so strong that I can't imagine it. Looking at the excited group of Zong Rose, Nangong Long felt a sense of guilt. Can an aging human be considered a human? It should be possible. So, we'll join you. But could you show us your true face? Anyway, we can also be considered your subordinates. I don't even know what your boss looks like, so I can't justify it. Normally, demiurgos would definitely speak up to punish these ungrateful guys, but this time he didn't say anything because Nangong Long had instructed him beforehand. Sure, after this matter is over, I will take you back to Nazareth. I hope you are mentally prepared. No problem, although he said so, he still felt a bit uneasy in his heart. Lana, hand over the list to Dimius and let him handle this matter. Okay, Mr. Long, demiurgos, arrest people according to this list and don't do anything unnecessary. As for how to deal with these people, you decide for yourself. Yes, thank you very much for your reward, sir. I will definitely make good use of these experimental items, Demiurgos chuckled. This smile makes people feel chilly. Leave it to Demiurgos, the fate of those people can be imagined. But for these moths, Nangong Long will not have any sympathy. Sebastian is cleaning up the 8 fingers, and those people will also be handed over to you for handling. Yes, then I'll leave first. There was a knocking outside the door. Lana, father is here. Lana, what do you need to tell father the king? Lana opened the door and walked into the house with the old king, with Gajef following behind. Your Majesty, be careful. Gajef stood in front of the old king, wary of giving him a very dangerous woman. No, it should be said to be a demon. Your Highness, why are you here? Gajef looked at Nangong Long sitting there and said. And you, Zong Rose. What is this for? Zong Rose remained silent, and the next thing was not something they could participate in. It was better to take a look. Gajef, don't be nervous. We're just talking to the old king about something. Yalbed is my person, and without my command, he wouldn't have taken action. Put down your weapon, Gajef thought for a moment and finally put down his sword. The difference in strength was so great that it didn't make much difference whether he took it or not. Although it is strange why Nangong Dragon has demon subordinates, the thought of his exceptional combat power makes him feel relieved. Is he the benefactor you mentioned, Captain Warrior? Yes, thank you for saving Gajef, the old king said calmly. Although the other party must not be doing well, after being the king for so many years, there is still a bit of capital. No need, I just really appreciate Jeff Ge's character. Nevertheless, I would like to thank your excellency. So, what do you want to talk to me about? It's nothing, I just want you to pass the throne to Lana. It's so simple, you can do it with just a few words. Your Highness, do you know what you're talking about? Good Jeff asked in advance. Of course, since that's the case, even though I know it's not my opponent under the Dragon Pavilion, I would draw my sword and confront each other. Lower beings, what qualifications do you have? Yalbed angrily said. You're obeyed, you don't need to speak up for now, Nangong Long too said in pain. Although he was quite happy, Yerubade had achieved this for himself, but the conversation couldn't continue like this. Yes, compared to Jeff, the old king is much calmer. You know what happened today, Lana, right? Yes, with your intelligence, know what this means. Yes, I understand everything. Since that's the case, should we continue? That's right, father. Even if I agree, Lana will not become the new king, and other nobles will not agree. The old king looked at Nangong Long. After today, there will be none of the nobles in the kingdom, and the problem you mentioned does not exist. What? The old king and Jeff lost their voices. Are you joking? Am I joking? Tomorrow, you will know. By the way, your 2 sons will also die, so that all the resistance will disappear. I have already figured out the cause of death, competing for the throne and killing each other. How about that? Not bad, right? Can you do it? The old king snapped up and said. He had heard Gajef talk about the opponent's strength, and if it was true, then it was really possible. I don't want to continue discussing this issue. I'm just elaborating on the facts, not seeking your opinion. Take the time to dispel the thoughts in your mind. Even if you pour out all the troops in the palace, it will be of no use. The old king's face was ugly, and he turned his gaze to the side of the green rose, which was self-evident. Hee, Zong Rose is my person, you don't have to rely on it anymore. Good Jeff looked at Zong Rose in shock. The other party did not deny it, which means that what Lord Long said was true. The old king felt somewhat powerless. Good Jeff, how about being loyal to me? I am only loyal to the old king. Jeff shook his head. An incompetent king, what is there worth your loyalty to? The old king is grateful to me for my understanding. I cannot betray my trust, and the king has also been working hard to govern the country well. Can't Lord Long change his mind? Effort. Are you making me laugh? If he really has the ability, it will make 8 fingers develop and grow, and will make the nobles frame you. Today's experiment took a long time, just this one more time, friends don't have to wait anymore. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10. Jeff Ge's Choice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Gajef fell silent, unable to refute. After all, what the other party said was true. You are foolish and loyal. The incompetent king will eventually lead the country towards destruction. Ask your own heart, are you loyal to the king or to the people? Gajef's face turned pale. He was loyal to the old king, but he preferred to do something for the people. Ignoring Gajef's entanglement, Nangong Long continued. Think about it carefully. A while ago, when cavalry attacked the village, what did the king you mentioned do? He couldn't even send enough soldiers out. Under pressure, he sent you out to die. What's the point of such a king who exists in name only? No, I volunteered, Gajef retorted, saving the villagers is his duty. That's just your wishful thinking. Even if you don't want to, the king will still send you. If you don't go, the nobles have an excuse to directly execute you. Do you think the old king will agree under pressure? Don't talk nonsense, the old king exclaimed with a guilty heart. Nangong Long didn't even glance at it because it was unnecessary. If it weren't for trying to win over Gajef, he wouldn't have bothered to talk nonsense to the king. Although using props to conquer the country and achieve the goal faster, Nangong Long does not want to use him on Gurdjieff. Gurdjieff glanced at the old king, but he couldn't understand why. What Nangong Long said was true, but he didn't want to reveal it clearly. Your Highness Long, why do you insist on subduing me? With your strength, I don't know what value I have, and it's worth treating me like this, Gurdjieff wondered. Indeed, your strength is insignificant to me, but I appreciate your character and blood. It's a pity that you disappear like this, Nangong Long said sincerely. Thank you very much, your kindness. After today, the throne will change. You can continue to stay in the kingdom and do things without anyone restricting you. You can do more. Lana's talent, you know, is far stronger than the old king. As long as you are loyal to me, I can see for your face that if you don't kill the old king, it can be considered that you have repaid his favor. Are you going to kill me? Lana, do you agree with him doing this? The old king cannot interfere. I agree with any decision made by Mr. Long, Lana's emotionless words rang out. You. The old king was so angry that he couldn't speak. Gurdjieff looked at Lana in surprise, not expecting the usually kind and obedient princess to say such things. However, he also understood that in the current situation, Princess Lana's opinion was of no importance, and the real mastermind was Nangong Long. Your Excellency Long, can you tell me the purpose of doing this? Gurdjieff asked, and it was obvious that the answer to this question would determine Gurdjieff's choice. The kingdom has decayed, and I will bring it back to life, Nangong Long replied after thinking for a moment. After all, he didn't want to live in a messy place. So, Lord Long will become the new master of this country. Well, but I usually don't interfere with how Lana manages the country, and I believe she can handle it well. Managing the country is too tiring, and I occasionally offer opinions and brush my presence. Just be a hands-off shopkeeper, Nangong Long thought to himself. I, Jeff, am willing to be loyal to you from now on. Okay, Nangong Long said happily, wasting so much of his lips and tongue. Isn't that why he hopes to achieve this result? The old king's face looked even worse. His warrior leader declared loyalty to others in front of him, but he suppressed his anger and did not speak. If Jeff doesn't agree to the other party, he will definitely die. It can be said that the old king is very conflicted now. On the one hand, I hope Gurdjieff is loyal to himself, and on the other hand, I want to live. Since that's the case, you can pass the throne to Lana tomorrow, Nangong Long instructed. Okay, the old king gritted his teeth and said. So, you can go out now, Nangong Long said to the old king. Upon hearing this, the old king didn't say anything and just stood up and left. He wants to go out and see if everything is as Nangong Long said. He was in the other party's hands just now and couldn't resist at all. If the other party can't do what he said, then he still has a chance to turn things around. Although the relationship between the nobles and themselves is not harmonious, they will still stand on the same front as themselves in the face of a great enemy. Until now, he still holds a glimmer of luck, but all of this is ultimately in vain. Watching Gurdjieff also follow out, Nangong Long didn't say anything because Gurdjieff was the kind of person who planned to fulfill his duties on this last day. Nangong Long glanced at Jejlin and gestured for her to follow the old king. Greenland nodded, indicating that she knew how to do it. Tomorrow you will become the first queen of this country, congratulations, Nangong Long said to Lana. It's all thanks to Mr. Long, Lana smiled. I hope you can become a qualified king, of course, Lana said confidently. Zong Rose will stay to protect Lana's safety. I hope everything goes according to plan tomorrow. Yes, after this incident, how to calm it down is up to you to solve it yourself, Lana. I believe with your reputation among the people, this matter is not difficult. Yes, Mr. Long, if there is anything in the future, please contact your Ubaid directly. Don't let me down, Nangong Long said in a cold voice. To enhance the effect, even the desperate spiritual energy was used. Lana's twisted personality still needs to be suppressed. However, it's not too much. After all, Lana is just an ordinary person, and on the other hand, Nangong Long believes that she is a smart person. Mr. Long, please rest assured that I will complete the task you assigned me, Lana said quickly. I hope so, Yaobed. Let's go. Upper level transfer. What a terrifying pressure, Logi C said in fear. I feel like I'm dying, Tia said. I really want Greenland to experience it too, Tina said. Replied Ivel. Undoubtedly the owner of Sister Yaobed, I became increasingly curious about what he looked like under his helmet. Lana, shouldn't you be? Yaobed, I'll go find Sebastian and see how things are progressing. May I accompany you, sir? Yaobed looked forward to it. Never mind, you stay in Nazalek. Nangong Long felt that he didn't need to take Yerbid with him. To deal with opponents like the Six-Armed, Sebastian alone was enough. Going by myself was just to do an experiment. When he saw Yerbid's slightly disappointed face, Nangong Long added another sentence. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.